Sorry, my apologies. I didn't see you there. I was busy reading my Judith Butler novel, listening to Claro, and enjoying a matcha latte. Did you know, according to Butler, to operate in the relations of power matrices is uncritically not the same as replication of domination? Anyways, look, Moids, we gotta have a little chat. Men have been a little unhinged recently, and who can blame us? We've been priced out of the ability to provide for a family. The gender role we've played for millennia is now entirely obsolete, and our existence is purposeless. What are us men to do in a world that no longer demands responsibility or sacrifice from us? Turns out, we make women hate us, become post-human abominations, and threaten the very foundation of liberal democracy. So to help navigate this hyper-modern frontier of masculinity, I've pinpointed 7 distinct archetypes of modern men. Hopefully, when you finish this video, you can look deep inside yourself and figure out what the fuck is wrong with you. Number 1, the fascist. For years, liberals have been asking, why are so many young men turning to the right? Really? You're surprised. That's a hard question to answer for you. Here, let's take a little trip outside and let's see why young men are turning to the right. Listen, liberals, feelings don't care about your facts. You can tell me violent crime has dropped. You can tell me we live in objective material prosperity. But that doesn't change the feeling I get when I walk to my office and I see a man in the alleyway with poo-poo in his pants, ODing on some Chinese fentanyl analog that didn't exist 10 years ago. You can tell me that immigration effectively raises GDP, but that doesn't change the feeling I get knowing that every woman I know has been sexually harassed by an Uber driver. I consider myself a liberal. I like liberalism. But what liberals fundamentally don't understand is that regular people operate on vibes, not facts. Nobody considers abstract statistics when they build their worldview. Nobody considers the fact that violent crime has dropped dramatically from 1990 to 2010. They consider what they see when they walk outside in the morning. And what they see is a rapidly degrading world. In lieu of this, liberalism is failing because it has no goals, no ideals. Only processes. Liberalism has plenty of harm reduction tactics, study-backed interventions, and concepts of affirmative action. But what's the goal? What is the goal to reach with all of this? Is the goal to reach sustainable immigration rates, end homelessness, and stabilize the cost of living? Or is it to make everyone more comfortable and feel better while the ship goes down? And then the right comes along and says, hey young man, it's okay to be angry. Degeneracy is bad, men are good, the West is the best, have kids, love Jesus, and shut the fuck up. You see a liberal crusader like Destiny playing semantic games about what constitutes DEI without ever actually engaging with the spirit of an argument.
Any DEI programs anybody's even heard of before that they don't like?
Isn't the system where you skew the education program and the scores to benefit black people over the whites? Isn't that DEI?
Well, that would have been affirmative action.
And then you find someone like Nick Fuentes who says shit like this.
The answer is we, the Americans, who have one loyalty to this country, are going to take the country back. That is the solution.
Who is more appealing to a dejected 19-year-old? The pedophile or the femboy? The right offers ideals and meaning in life where liberalism doesn't. Now mind you, the right has no processes or plan besides this.
We're just gonna kill them!
But they have ideals and identity. And in a world where men are angry and it feels like everything is crumbling around them, that's all that matters. This shift rightward has created an antisocial man, a risless chud, one who sees the world not as a complex interaction of incentives and outcomes, but as an ideological battleground of race, ethnicity, and religion. The meaningless confusion of modernity has forced him to wrap the world up into a nice racial package. He has a war to fight against femininity, against immigrants, and against degeneracy. Were these forces to be eradicated, the risless chud would become depressed, as he no longer has meaning in the world. He must ground his identity and his purpose in life in what he is not and what he is against. A forever spiritual war without which he would be empty. It's not hard to figure out why young men are turning to the right. The young men turning rightward aren't uniquely brainwashed, misinformed, or stupid. They are collectively reacting to environmental factors. Nazi and fascist content has existed on the internet since the 1990s, and it didn't get much mass attention. Not because it wasn't hard to find or hard to get, but because there wasn't much interest. Now, dissident right-wing content is more popular than ever. What changed? Why is there now a market for it? This is the question liberals need to be asking. This isn't going anywhere. Nick Fuentes is more popular than ever and hits 40 to 50,000 concurrent when he streams on Kick. His interview with Sam Hyde got 1 million views in 2 days on a public YouTube video. I'm fully convinced we're barreling towards some sort of reactionary violent revolt in the next decade. But hey, that's life in the fast lane. Anyways, what you'll notice about these guys is that women are repulsed by them. So, what if you want to get laid? Number 2, the wool man, the proverbial performative male. You've seen him. Is he real, or just a concept on the internet? The latte drinking, poetry paperback holding, Marlboro Gold smoking, jean jacket and chlamydia having Moid. He's just like one of the girls. He's introspective, he's emotional, he's caught a few cases. He'll kick a vintage Red Wing shaped hole right through your laptop if you dare upset him. But you're in luck, because he just forgave himself through radical empathy. So, why am I calling him the wool man? Well, there's an interesting essay from my friend Final Girl Digital all about this phenomenon, all through the lens of Diet Coke. The idea of Diet Coke is to abstract itself away from regular Coke. Regular Coke is full of sugar, it's sweeter, it's more syrupy. Diet Coke has no sugar, it's a thin liquid. It doesn't even taste like regular Coke. It tastes like Diet Coke. In the same way, feminine gender performance is about abstracting oneself away from the carnal realm. Feminine performance is ethereal and aesthetic. It distances itself from the grossness of the human body. Feminine performance is to not sweat, not smell, not have body hair, never blemish, always be clean and lightweight. It's a negation, a refined absence, much like Diet Coke is to regular Coke. Coke Zero, on the other hand, was made to mimic regular Coke as much as possible. It tastes and looks like regular Coke, but without the key ingredient that makes it the same. Sugar. Masculine performance is much the same. Masculine performance is about possessing the signs of masculinity, without the substance. The muscle shirt, the mustache, the workwear, the cigarette, the Modelo beer. And this simulation of masculinity is coupled with traits that men think women like. Emotionality, empathy, creativity, music taste. But it's all a performance. It's all a simulation. This guy's existence wraps back around to my central thesis of men not really knowing what to do with themselves anymore. 50 years ago, this guy would be making a living wage at a full-time blue-collar job. A woman would see him and go, hey, a man with a full-time job. He can support me, have my babies. He would be wearing Carhartt because it's practical. He'd be drinking a beer after work because he worked all day. Now, you can't start a family on a single blue-collar wage. So all this guy can do is mime the signs of what used to be normal and prance around Brooklyn and Silver Lake picking up teenagers at DIY shows. When you see a guy like this walking around your city, know he's a victim, a symptom of a deeply sick society. He's also definitely a predator. I once fumbled a first date because a car almost hit me, so I punched his windshield and called him a retard. Some guys could gain something from being a bit more performative.
What's up, crackers? Give me 20 seconds. The reason I called my channel Art Chad is because I'm an artist. I went to visual arts school. I paid money for a bachelor in fine arts and studio arts. I'm a painter. I painted this, I painted this, I painted this. I'm coming at you right now to announce my commissions are open. If you want me to paint any portrait you'd like, any picture, send it to me. Go to my Patreon, and if you don't want to do that, throw me $5 a month. Join the Discord. Book club. I have tons of Patreon perks. I'm trying to go sponsor free. I would take a sponsor if they were good, but they're not good. They all fucking suck. I will paint for money. Give me like 3 to 4 years. That painting will be 20 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand. It's an investment, and that's an Art Chad guarantee.
Number 3, the drone. If you had this guy's life, you would have killed yourself years ago. Don't you know the West is falling, young man? How can you comfortably work your 9-to-5 office job making $70K a year before taxes? How can you drag yourself out of bed in the morning while the country's in a free fall towards authoritarianism and the Great Replacement? Have you even considered the fact that AGI is 6 months away and will fully replace your position as a junior project manager or speculative UI design at Deloitte? Yet he works. He enjoys a few craft beers on the weekend at the brew pub. He boulders on Wednesday after work with his coworkers. He drives a 2018 white Nissan Rogue. And after years of penny pinching, he finally completed his 6-month emergency fund and can start putting 10% of his income away into the Virgin Fund. You've never seen him with a woman. You've never seen him express a singular opinion, but you've never seen him sad. So there must be something wrong with him, right? No! There's nothing wrong with him. This man is a reminder that you, not him, yes you, are the problem. You are a terminally online schizo. You are not normal. The world passes you by every day as you ideate on the fall of man, as you unravel rhizomes of intel after monitoring the situation all day on Twitter. Meanwhile, the world goes on without you. People go to university, get jobs, fall in love, get married, have kids, and live their entire life without ever stopping to think of any of the bullshit you think about on a daily basis. You probably see these people as drones, NPCs, sheeple, but they are normal. And it is in fact you who are the drone, constructing your personality, politics, and tastes from 4chan posts reposted to Twitter, reposted to Reddit, reposted to 4chan that are 10 years old. A risless chud who falsely believes himself to be above the normal man. If you're so smart, if your IQ is so high, if you figured it all out, why aren't you happy? My advice to you, you live the life you deserve, and God's timing is always right. Number 4, the infant. There's a silent, permanent underclass of men in this country. A class of men that, if you don't often engage with them, you wouldn't even know they existed. These men, in their search for identity, have been one-shotted by consumer culture, defining themselves not through their actions, not through their value to a community, but through the intellectual properties they prefer to consume. Their job, their work ethic, their very existence is all in service to the accumulation of trinkets and media. Now, you may think I'm just gonna make fun of nerds and gamers here. But I'm not, because it goes much, much deeper. This video is about man's search for meaning in a world that offers none. And where some of us may misplace our drive into faulty causes, some of us look within to find ourselves. This modern impulse for self-discovery leads us away from true meaning and right into the maw of consumer culture. Through this, our definition of self becomes the things we consume. And this isn't just reserved for literal consumer objects like Funko Pops or video games, but anything that is collected without the intention of a larger project. To search inward for an authentic self is to spiral downward in a reinforcing loop of narcissism, constantly attaching yourself to new hobbies or experiences, all in a bid to construct a narrative that makes sense. Never stopping to realize that your place in the world doesn't emerge through inward self-discovery, but through outward application to something beyond. Take the gamer and give him purpose. Place him at the center of his community as the owner of a shop, an organizer of events, a father, a husband. The gamer becomes a whole man. A man with responsibility and diversified sources of meaning. These realizations come with time. When I was 19, I thought my only value to the world was the fact I liked cool bands. Now, I realize my value is the fact I have 116,000 subscribers on YouTube.com. I sell these mugs, you should buy one. Number 5, the cog-loving cyborg. It's no secret that the powers that be hate you and want you to die. They see you as a number, an inefficiency. They will replace everything that makes you perfect in the search for optimization. In this emerging war between lovers and anti-humanists, sides must be picked. This is the new spectrum of politics. This will be the biggest divide in the coming decade. Whether you like it or not, I'm objectively correct. And I'm sure my audience of life-affirming chads knows that being human is the ultimate good. That consciousness is already perfect and needs not be meddled with. But what if you seek your meaning not through fighting the good fight, but through the desire of self-annihilation? The desire to optimize yourself out of existence. Hence, the cyborg is the one who acts like a project manager for his own life. He's eaten the same breakfast every day at 12 p.m. for the past 3 months. One time, he switched it up, and this caused a rise in his blood glucose levels, leading to a 10% reduction in deep work capabilities. Bedtime is 8 p.m. sharp. His Oura Ring told him so. This is best for blood oxygen saturation, so he can have a good workout when he wakes up in the morning. But no deadlifts for this one, no squats, no incline bench press. He's invested in a smart cable resistance machine. It always provides the perfect amount of resistance so he can push himself to failure every time. This keeps his workouts under 30 minutes, so he has more time to work. 30 milligrams of Vyvanse and 4 hours of vibe coding, followed by 4 hours of planning his next day. He's lost friends. He hasn't gotten laid in months. He's skipped Christmas with his mom dying of cancer just to work more. But none of this matters, because he's on Vyvanse. His final step? Castration. Did you know high testosterone has a negative correlation with longevity? And castrated rats live up to 50% longer than rats who keep their cock and balls. So yeah, fuck it. Chop your balls off. You've done it spiritually, so you might as well do it literally. Why does he do these things? Why must he optimize himself into oblivion? The death drive. The thirst for annihilation. He does this because he can. Because he has nothing better to do. He's beholden to the perfect world of capital. A world where the human is friction. A world creating processes where the human is not involved. If you believe capital to be the optimal agent, humans become a problem. Look, man, this This is the whole point. You're already here. This isn't a rehearsal. You're already alive. It doesn't change. It's the same set of eyes from cradle to grave. There's a perfect you in the abstract. A you that works and exists at maximum efficiency. You can imagine anything. Anything could exist in your imagination. But all that matters is what's real. And what's real is this. Number 6, the idiosyncratic. I couldn't make this video without calling myself out. The nudicer. The 20-something thinker, the consumer of knowledge. Men have this impulse to find meaning in everything. Every new book, every new video essay becomes tantamount to profound realizations. This is the kind of guy that prides himself in the sheer variance of his interests and knowledge. I like 90s crust punk, but I also appreciate urban musicians. Have you heard of the artist JPEG Mafia? What am I kidding? Of course you haven't. Have you ever watched a Peter Greenaway film? Have you ever even read George Bataille? What about Hans Hermann Hoppe? Recently, I've been really into Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, but usually I just play old school RuneScape. My style? Dark academia, hype beast, and old school punk. Listen, moids. Nobody cares about all the shit you're into. You collect knowledge and taste like trophies on a shelf. The man who is everything is no one. The man who has dipped his toes into every genre has explored none in depth. Most guys don't want to hear this, but it pays to be predictable. It's good to embody an archetype. Us young people have been taught our entire lives to be unique, to be a shining star. This is bad. It makes you hard to understand and hard to predict. It's actually kind of good to conform a little bit. Dress well, follow current trends, try to be like other guys a bit. I'm not blaming you for being confused on what you're supposed to be doing, but you have to try, at the very least, to figure out what works. This brings us to our final archetype. Number 7, the guy who figured it out. This is me and my best friend Jake when we were like 15. We met during the first week of grade 8. And bonded over our shared love of the game Oblivion and playing guitar. We're both from Truro, Nova Scotia, rural lower middle class, a dirty trailer park boys type of childhood. We grew up together, played in bands together. We have the same interests, taste in music, and propensity to alcoholism. We've gone through every hardship in life together. But as we've gotten older, we've taken radically different paths. I graduated high school and went to fine arts school in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Got a bachelor in fine arts, moved to Ottawa, did my master's, dropped out of my master's, and moved to Toronto to become a YouTuber. After high school, Jake became a roofer. Played guitar in 3 bands, became locally famous, worked at a shipyard, became a forestry technician, and single-handedly rebuilt our local park after it was destroyed by a hurricane. Last year, he got accepted to fight wildfires in northern Manitoba during one of the worst wildfire seasons in history. Upon arriving, he quickly rose through the ranks, and now works on one of the most elite wildfire fighting teams in the country. He's currently stuck on whether he wants to move up and become a smoke jumper, a job where you jump out of a plane into the center of wildfires. Either that, or it's polar bear wrangler. That one's self-explanatory. About 2 months ago, Jake called me to inform me he has a kid on the way, a stable relationship, and is looking to buy property in the woods of rural Manitoba. Writing this video and thinking about all the types of men I've encountered, and all the types of men I've embodied at points in my life, it dawned on me. Fuck. Jake sort of just figured it out. I'm here, writing and recording a terminally online video for my terminally online audience. No hate there, we're all fucked together. And this guy is just out there reproducing and fighting fires. And it stopped and made me think, shit. Did I fuck up? Like, I like my life, but did I fuck up? I'm 27, should I just leave this all behind while there's still time and reconstruct my life from the ground up? Should I just quit YouTube? Should I quit all of this? Is this fulfilling? What am I doing? I've decided that I won't quit. Mostly because I'm too deep into it, but I'm not gonna quit. But I did realize Jake is evidence there is still room in this world to be a normal man. Jake doesn't know what a groiper is. Jake isn't following the Destiny Hassan drama. He's just out there, right now, as we speak, doing fucking normal shit. And you can too. This whole types of men thing is bullshit. What, chain guy? Safe sleazy? Gym cell? Gamer? Men are just trying to figure out what to do in a world that makes increasingly less sense. In a world that feels like it genuinely hates us. It's fine to be confused. It's valid to be angry. But that doesn't mean it's over. That doesn't mean you still can't figure it out. Thanks for watching. Never kill yourself. Also, if you wear black nail polish, you're a sexual predator, and it's on site.
I am retarded.